everyone, I'm Tony Doherty and welcome to a very special week of Max's Muscle TV. Tonight is the last episode in this series, folks, but you'll be glad to know we've saved the best for last, as tonight we'll be going out with a bang. If you saw the episode we aired a few weeks ago on Australian bodybuilder Luke Wood, you'll be aware that here on Muscle TV, every now and then we take the time out to tell a very special story about some extraordinary individuals. Tonight's no exception, folks, as we're very fortunate and very proud to share the incredible story of one of our own, a favourite son of Max's and Muscle TV, and one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet, Tony Torcasio. Tony is someone who'll be very familiar to anyone who knows anything about professional boxing and kickboxing in this country. A former Australian champion, he retired after a great career, having fought some of the best in the business. At 46 years of age, he decided to do something that very few will ever do. To do the extraordinary, to get back in the ring. This is a real-life Rocky Balboa story, folks, one we're sure you'll enjoy. It's a story of a warrior and a champion. This is Tony Torcasio, The Comeback.
Let's go up to Charlotte Dawson.
After being 16 years away from the ring, he's returning. Tony Torcasio is a man who at 46 years of age is a former WKA Australian middleweight champion with 14 wins from 18 fights, 5 by knockout. This is his first fight since 1994. He is the pride of Melbourne's Italian community. After 16 years, please give it up for Tony TNT Torcasio.
I guess growing up in Coburg in the 70s, it was a bit of a rough place. I guess I did knock around with a lot of rough heads back then. But back in 1982, I started doing martial arts, karate training. Basically, somebody who I had met asked me to come along, and I thought I'd just give it a try. And I thought it would be good for my fitness type of thing, pretty much. I was 17 years of age. The martial art was Zendu-Kai under the Bob Jones Corporation, Zendu-Kai Karate, where we did our martial arts training on the dojo floor. There was a separate room for all the kickboxers. As much as I'd be supposed to be paying attention in class, I was always more interested in meeting the guys in the kickboxing room, the flat noses and, and banging the bags away. And what I loved about the kickboxing side of things was it was all real. That's the real stuff. People actually part up full contact. You're getting banged up in the face. It's one of those sports you're going to get tested, and it's not for everybody. So I wanted to have a try at that, and I've still got a clear vision in my head. I remember Paul Fifield, first of all. He was training to fight the US middleweight champion, like back in 1993, and I remember watching his preparation, and I was just a 17-year-old kid just watching and thinking, wow, this guy's awesome. And I actually introduced myself to Paul and told him I was very keen to start training, and he took me under his wing, and I'm proud to say I'm his young protege, I guess, and away we went.
I've been training Tony for a long, long time, yeah. First impressions, it was a bit strange. His hair was bleached bright blonde. It was a bit different to me. Blow-dried his hair after training and things like that, and oh mate, it used to make me laugh. So my first impressions maybe weren't the best, but when he actually started fighting, it was a different story, yeah. We used to run these nights in the city for amateur kickboxers, and that was Tony's first fight.
I remember the day because I actually got my driver's license that day, and it was like August 1983, I think it was, and ding ding when the bell went, Paul told me, he goes, listen, you can't afford to lose a round. It was only 3 rounds. You can't afford to lose a round. That's all he had to say for me. I went straight to work. He
fought then the way he fought always, at a bullet at gate. Just as soon as the bell went, he just came rushing in, throwing punches, and that's what he does best. He's always tenacious. He's always fit. He was on his first fight, and we just tried to calm him down a little bit, so he could actually throw some technique, because he's quite a good technician in the gym. When it comes to the fight, he sort of loses a little bit and becomes aggressive and, as I said, like a bull in a gate.
I thought that's all I ever wanted, just the one fight. But before you know it, we start planning fight number 2, and then 3, away we went.
Tony Torcasio was a pin-up boy of kickboxing, tremendously good-looking, fantastic physique, and could fight like 10 men. If you were going to have a card, you'd want a Tony Torcasio on it. He had the good looks, he had the great body, but this kid come to fight, and he was fair dinkum, and he gave everything. If you had a Tony Torcasio fight on your card, you had excitement.
When I had my first amateur fight, I was at a nightclub in Swanston Street in Melbourne called Fame, and I was the second fight of the night. And the headliner for the evening was actually our own Tony Torcasio in the main event. For years, of course, that was Tony's claim for many years that, I was main event when Stan had his first fight.
There's quite a few of Tony's fights that stand out.
One of the most memorable fights he had was against a was for the middleweight Australian title, I think it was. It was at Festival Hall against a guy from Perth named Wolf Hablitzu. As you know, in the ring, there's a lot of lights for the cameras, etc. Anyway, these lights are a little bit low down to the canvas and made the canvas very, very hot. During the winter time there, Tony had a habit of sleeping with his socks on, and also he trained a lot with his shoes on. You know, for some reason he was sensitive about his feet at that time, and so his feet weren't conditioned to the heat.
I wasn't until towards the end of the night, so yeah, the ring mat got very hot.
And he came back and said, oh, gee, it's hot, that ground, you know. So we started sticking his feet in ice baths during the rounds, which was a big mistake of mine, because by the end of the fight, which was a 12-rounder, he had no skin at all on the bottom of his feet. He had no skin on the bottom of his feet from about round 8 onwards, yet he continued the fight and won.
Honestly, the adrenaline was just running so high. No fighter would have even known what was going on, because I was just so determined to win. I just didn't care, you know. But at the end of the night, it looked very serious. I had to get rushed to hospital.
We actually had to carry him out of the ring, carry him to the car, carry him into the hospital. He had no skin whatsoever on his feet, and that showed Tony his ability to just put those, in his own mind, those little inconsequentials out of your way and go ahead and do what he had to do, and that was to win the fight. You know, and to have no, I mean, I've seen guys with a few blisters on their big toes and that, but he had no skin on it. It all came off. It was pretty terrible. You know, he was on crutches for a while after that fight.
Small price to pay for making a bit of kickboxing history. I have my name in the record books there, so that's okay. It's no big deal. It's just, yeah.
And that shows Tony. You know, he's tough, he's tenacious, and he's got a goal in mind, and he heads out for that.
Serious trainers everywhere are raving about the magical qualities of Max's supplements. But are they the best protein supplement on the market? Let's find out. One more! Guys, do you use Max's? What do you reckon?
Do you use Max's?
Max's? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Woohoo! Do you use Max's? Is what? Hey, guys, do you use Max's? I guess that's a yes. Well, there it is, folks. 4 out of 5 Aussies agree. Max's simply is the best protein supplement you can get.